Want to get 100% completion in Super Metroid without missing a single item? In this complete Super Metroid walkthrough, I'm going to show you every missile expansion, energy tank, and secret passage in the game, including that one power bomb location that everyone misses in Norfair. I've just spent 12 hours routing the perfect 100% completion path for Super Metroid, and you won't believe where the game hides some of these items. By the way, if you want all of this information in one place, I wrote an entire Super Metroid strategy guide that's available now on Barnes & Noble. I've got full maps of every area, detailed boss strategies for all the major fights, and a complete secrets checklist so you never miss anything. I'll drop the Barnes & Noble link in the description below if you want to check it out. Alright, let's get back to Brinstar. Alright, welcome back everyone. This is the very beginning of Super Metroid, and we're dropping right into the aftermath of a disaster. Samus gets this distress signal from a research station orbiting Zebes, and the moment you arrive, yeah, you can already tell something isn't right. No chatter, no movement, just that low hum of machinery echoing down the halls. Classic Metroid creep factor. And yeah, not great. The researchers are down, scattered across the floor, and the glass containment tube completely shattered. If you've played this before, you know what's coming. If not, well, buckle up. Ridley drops in from above like he owns the place. He looks angry, and honestly, Samus probably does too. This is the space pirate commander responsible for wiping out her colony when she was a kid. These two have history. Now, here's the trick. You cannot win this fight. The game wants you to lose your health until Ridley bails. Just keep firing to look cool, but don't sweat playing evasive. You're supposed to get beaten down here. After Samus gets low enough on energy, Ridley grabs the Metroid and escapes. And the moment Ridley blasts out of that room, the siren kicks in. You know the Metroid series loves a good escape timer, and this is just the appetizer. Just run back the way you came. The station starts shaking, alarms are blaring, pipes are giving out, classic Metroid chaos. You have just enough time to sprint back up to the elevator. When you hit the docking bay, press down, and Zebes automatically blasts away as the entire colony erupts behind her. And just like that, we're heading to Zebes. A little lore moment while the camera pans through space. Zebes is where Samus was raised by the Chozo. It's also where she fought through Mother Brain's fortress in the original game. Coming back here isn't just mission protocol, it's personal this time. Ridley stole the baby Metroid, and Zebes is the last place the space pirates would regroup. Now lore-wise, this is important. That dome in the housing is the baby Metroid from the end of Metroid 2, that same infant that imprinted on Samus. So when you see this thing broken, you immediately know somebody beat you here. Alright, the moment Samus steps out of the ship on Zebes, we're going to head immediately left. Even though everything looks abandoned now, don't let it fool you. This place wakes up later. Since this is a full 100% walkthrough guide, we're grabbing every upgrade along the way, starting right here. Go ahead and drop down this huge chasm. Just keep hugging the shafts until you reach the very bottom. Don't worry about enemies yet, because this world isn't hostile. Yet. Everything's in that eerie powers off state, which is a cool nod to the aftermath of the original Metroid. And yeah, this should look extremely familiar. Nintendo literally rebuilt the old Mother Brain chamber here. This is Tourian, the ruins of your final battle from the first game. Lore-wise, Samus is basically retracing her own footsteps. This is the Federation checking if the space pirates rebuilt everything. It's a really cool moment before Zebes finally wakes up. And now we're officially dropping into Brinstar, the green, overgrown heart of Zebes. You want to grab the Morph Ball. This is your foundational upgrade, the one that opens up basically half the map. Once you have it, roll back out and we'll continue on with the route. Alright, now that Zebes has officially woken up and the space pirates know we're here, let's grab our next major upgrade, the missiles. It's actually super close, and on the map I've marked it with that little spinning circle so you can track exactly where we're headed. And once we're inside, you'll immediately recognize the setup. another Chozo statue sitting calmly holding the very first missile upgrade of the run. Yeah, go ahead and pick it up. This is one of the most important early game items in any Metroid game because it's your key to unlocking red doors. Without missiles, the planet is basically saying, nope, you're not leaving the baby area. According to Galactic Federation records, Metroids were created by an ancient civilization as the ultimate predator. They engulf living creatures and drain their energy completely. What makes them truly terrifying is their intelligence and rapid reproduction rate. One Metroid can quickly become a colony in a surprisingly short time. This is what the space pirates are trying to weaponize, and this is why we're here to stop them. Director Yoshio Sakamoto had a very specific vision for the baby Metroid's sound effects. What exact sound did he describe wanting to hear from the creature? Let me know if you remember this detail. Our next major upgrade is literally right around the corner, the bombs. You can see the room I'm talking about on the map. It's the one I've got highlighted with the little spinning circle. Slip through the narrow tunnel, pop inside, and the Chozo statue is holding our first huge power-up of the run. As soon as we grab it, yep, classic trap, the door locks and we've got our first mini test. This Chozo statue comes to life and wants to take a swing at us, but we're stronger than we look. You want to stay mobile, keep distance, and use your new bombs whenever it gets too close. The key is patience. Don't rush your damage, just punish its openings. Now that the Chozo mini-boss is behind us and the bombs are secured, we're heading in a totally new stretch of Zebes, deeper Brinstar. This path may look familiar at first, but trust me, this next loop opens up everything. Now as we make our way back, we're going to grab our next major upgrade, the energy tank. You'll see it sitting right in the open, one of the few gifts this planet hands you without a fight. Energy tanks are basically to expand your life bar with another full row of health. This is huge because Super Metroid loves to throw chip damage at you. Acid drips, spiky floors, pirates jumping out of nowhere, so having more survivability early on lets you explore way more aggressively. And honestly, these upgrades are a big part of why Super Metroid is still talked about today. Every single item feels meaningful, and each one opens new routes. Even 30 years later, the game's design just hits different. Now keep dropping down this next shaft. Space pirates will swarm the walls, but honestly, don't bother fighting every one of them. It's faster to tank a hit, hop past, and keep the momentum going. Speedrunners do it, veterans do it, so you should do it too. At the bottom, go left. We're weaving back through these green caverns, and the elevator we want is just up ahead. Hit the panel, write it down, and welcome to Brinstar proper. Down here, you'll start seeing item pickups like the high jump boots. This is where the world starts to feel alive. The music in this part of Brinstar is legendary, organic, mysterious, almost like the planet itself is breathing. Alright, so the next trick I just performed might look like sorcery if you've never seen it before. Don't worry, I've left the input display on screen and another video so you can follow along as I explain it. This move is called the Mock Ball, and it's one of the coolest movement techs in Super Metroid. The idea behind the Mock Ball is simple. Samus keeps her full running speed while entering Morph Ball mode, something the game normally slows you down for. And why is that useful? Because it lets you blow past certain gates long before the designers expected. In our case, that means skipping the Spore Spawn mini-boss entirely. So let's talk execution. It takes practice, but once it clicks, it feels amazing. Start in the running position in your chosen direction. Press jump while still moving at full speed. Now while holding jump, press down once. This aims Samus downward without breaking momentum. Right as you're about to touch the ground, press down again to morph. At that exact moment, roll your thumb toward the direction you were running to carry the speed forward. It's almost like a fireball in Street Fighter 2. Your timing is everything. If you do it too early, Samus just jumps. Too late, you hit the ground and lose your run. But when you land it, she rockets through the room like she has somewhere urgent to be. And hey, on Zebes, she usually does. And here's a neat lore connection. A lot of these movement quirks exist because Samus's suit is built on Chozo biomechanics. The more you push the engine, the more the game makes you feel like you're bending ancient alien tech in ways that even the designers didn't fully expect. It's part of why the speedrunning scene for this game is still huge today. Once you nail the mock ball, you'll zip right underneath the gate and bypass the Spore Spawn fight entirely, keeping the pace fast and letting us head deeper into Brinstar without stopping for that mini-boss. And story-wise, this region is where the Chozo built the entire training ground for Samus. Every room quietly teaches you something new, pushing you to master her movement just a little more. Alright, with the charge beam now in our arsenal, let's keep pushing deeper. This next hallway, the one with the long green path, is perfect for topping off your health. Enemies respawn quickly here, so if you're running low, go ahead and take that moment to farm up. Move into the next room and take the upper path. This is a fun behind the scenes story. Where was the composer Kenji Yamamoto when he came up with the Super Metroid's iconic opening theme? Hold run and keep that momentum going and just blast through. No need to stop unless something clips you. Here's one for the real fans. Super Metroid is also known by another name in Japan. What's the alternate title for this classic? Now, we're entering that big, open Brinstar chamber, the one that branches in a bunch of different directions. This is your first big navigation fork. From here, you could climb all the way up to the wrecked ship, but today, we're going down. Kraid is waiting. Now roll to the bottom and take the tunnel on the right. The room looks like you'd need the gravity suit because of the water, but don't worry, the platforms are placed just in the right spots so you never actually get bogged down. Just hop from the surface to stay dry. In the next room, we're heading up to grab the Spazer beam. This is our first upgrade since the charge, and it gives your shots a wider spread. It's amazing for clearing groups and hitting enemies like that jump around. But to get it, you'll need to wall jump. If you've been practicing the mock ball, this feels extremely easier. All you do is spin jump into a wall, push away from it, then hit jump again. It's timing, not mashing. Now go ahead and grab the Spazer. This beam upgrade feels like turning a single blaster into a little laser fan. Now head back down and take the right path again. You're going to see an elevator that leads deeper, but ignore it. Instead, we're going to skip the high jump boots for now. Just build a little momentum on this ledge and wall jump to the right. It's tight, but completely doable, and it puts you directly into Kraid's lair early. Inside, take the passage downward, then curl back up in the next shaft. You'll get ambushed here, just hit them with missiles as you fall. It's faster and keeps the path clear. The next room has a mini Kraid waiting for you. He looks like Kraid's angry cousin, but he goes down with just a few missiles. Clear him, then hit the eye door with missiles to unlock the main boss's chamber. Let's start with a technical flex. Super Metroid had a massive 24 megabit cartridge. Can you name what distinction this gave the game when it first launched on the SNES? Drop your answer below. Boss battle, Kraid. When you step into the room, you'll want to make sure to get ready because full-sized Kraid absolutely dominates the screen. Kraid looks terrifying, but this fight is all timing. Watch his mouth. When he opens it wide and roars, that's your green light. Jump, line up the shot, and fire straight in. If you're carrying super missiles, you can nuke his health in just a handful of clean hits. Make sure to shoot the spikes and the platforms when they start cluttering the floor. Keep your rhythm, keep your distance, and the big guy will eventually slump over the edge of the arena. And with that, head into the next room and meet our next upgrade, the Varia suit. This iconic armor reduces damage and protects Samus from extreme heat. This is exactly what we need for Norfair. A quick bit of lore here. The Varia suit is one of the oldest Chozo combat enhancements, built for soldiers who had to cross entire volcanic regions. The fact that Samus wears it so naturally really shows how deeply the Chozo biology was bonded with her power suit. Alright, with the Varia suit equipped, we are finally heat-proof and ready to take on Norfair's volcanic mess. Before we jump into lava land, we need to backtrack a bit, so start making your way back up. Basically retracing your path toward the elevator we skipped earlier on our way to Kraid. And don't worry, this isn't a wasted trip. We've actually got a really convenient energy tank sitting directly on the way back. You'll definitely want to grab it. Extra energy in this game is kinda like extra confidence, and trust me, Norfair loves to punish players who try to go in light. As you run through Brinstar again, take a moment to appreciate how the Varia suit changes the whole vibe. Suddenly all those rooms that felt riskier just feel safe, and that's actually a subtle point in the game's world building. The Chozo built these upgrades not just as tools, but as milestones. You're not just progressing through locations, you're proving to these ancient guardians that you're worthy of stepping deeper into Zebes. Once you hit the vertical shaft, keep heading up to the room where we originally didn't take the elevator. This time, yep, we're going down. That drop takes us straight into Norfair, and now that we've got the Varia suit, heat rooms are all fair game. Next stop, Norfair's first major upgrades. Let's head down. The Varia suit is actually one of the oldest Chozo combat technologies tied to Samus. It's designed to automatically shield warriors from extreme conditions, so when Samus first wore it as a child on Zebes, it literally saved her life. Every time you pick it up in a Metroid game, it's almost like reconnecting with her past, with the version of her that the Chozo trained to become the galaxy's most dangerous bounty hunter. Coming up, our first major upgrade down here is the high jump boots, and trust me, this is one of those items that changes everything. No more wall jumping tricks unless you want to show off. And right on the way out, the game gives you a little test missile upgrade. It's cleverly placed just high enough that you're basically forced to use your new boots, so grab that and keep moving. Now climb back up and head right. Test your knowledge on this one. How long was the learning period during Super Metroid's development where the team adjusted to the SNES hardware? In this next room, total heat zone. Without the Varia suit, you would literally melt in seconds, but we're good. Just make your way across and hit the top right missile door and move on. This next room has a missile tank hidden down in the lava. You can grab it, but just be quick because Samus absolutely takes damage here. Pop in, snag the tank, jump out, and heal up if needed. The exit door in here is locked behind super missiles, but don't worry. You can farm the enemies in this room until they drop one, so just take your time. Moving forward, you'll hit a room full of tiny platforms with those little enemies that spit across the screen. They look harmless but can toss you off rhythm easily. Slow, steady movement is the safest approach. Just keep the pace and don't rush your jumps. When you reach this tall shaft, don't go into the blue door in the top left. Instead, we're using this hallway as a runway. You want to build up as much speed as possible, slam into the right wall, and then wall jump your way up. Do the same technique to reach the door on the upper right. From here, you want to climb upward, then move right. You're basically on a direct highway to the next major upgrade. And that upgrade? The legendary Speed Booster. This item turns Samus into a human torpedo. Just remember, in Super Metroid, it only activates if you're holding the dash button. Later Metroid games automate it, but here, you control the power manually. It feels awesome once it clicks. Norfair is actually one of the oldest areas in the Zebes lore. The Chozo built entire heat-resistant structures here to study geothermal power, but after the space pirates took over, these rooms were abandoned and overrun by hostile creatures adapted to the extreme temperatures. Whenever you walk into one of those lava chambers, you're literally stepping through the remnants of ancient Chozo engineering that's been slowly collapsing for centuries. Now how cool was that speed booster? This thing isn't just a sprint button, it's basically Samus turning into a guided missile. You can blast through horizontal walls, smash open entire hallways, and if you shine spark downward, you can even break blocks beneath you. This upgrade is going to carry us through some of the best movement tech in the whole game. Alright, now check this out. See that upgrade across the spikes? This is one of the coolest little wall jump tricks in early Super Metroid. You run, hop, slam the wall, jump again, and boom, the wave beam is acquired. If it takes a few tries, don't worry, even the pros slip up here sometimes. The spikes won't kill you, and you can always just climb back up for another run. Once you've got the wave beam, fall back down and head through the door on the left. We're done with this side of Norfair for now. Let's talk sales figures. Super Metroid sold 1.4 million units worldwide. Can you break down how many were sold in Japan versus North America? Bonus points if you get both numbers. Ahead is a narrow morph ball tunnel. Go slow. We want the left path where there used to be a locked gate. Now that we have the wave beam, the gate opens up automatically. Here's a legendary ranking question. What position did IGN give Super Metroid on their 2006 Best Games of All Time list? Drop your guess in the comments. Just a little Chozo technology moment for you. Continue down this corridor. You can basically ignore the enemies here. They aren't worth your time, and they barely drop anything. Next, you want to move left, head through the green door, and welcome to Crocomire, a boss fight that looks more intimidating than it actually is. You see, Crocomire isn't just a quote-unquote damage the health bar boss. This one's all about pushing. Every time he opens his mouth, that's your window. Hit him with missiles or charged shots, and you'll slowly force him backward toward the lava pit behind him. He'll fight you for every step, with belly spikes, slow swaddles, and a loud roar. But as long as you keep firing the moment he opens his mouth, you'll be in control of this fight. When he gets close to the ledge, you'll notice him panic a bit, firing projectiles more rapidly. Just stay calm, jump over the spikes, and keep shooting. Eventually, he loses ground, stumbles, and well, gravity does the rest. It's easily one of the most satisfying boss finishes in the entire game. Once Crocomire goes down, the floor melts away and you'll have to cross the lava yourself on the right side. Don't panic, the Varia suit plus your current energy tanks are more than enough to survive the crossing. You can even wall jump up the far side and snag an energy tank that normally requires the grapple beam. This is a great little sequence break that saves time and boosts survivability. Now start making your way back and you'll hit one of the most famous fakeouts in Super Metroid. Crocomire's skeleton bursting out of the wall. It looks like he's back for revenge, but it's just a cutscene scare. No rematch, so just keep going. A little bit of lore about Crocomire, the boss in Super Metroid. He was actually unique in Metroid's history. He never appears in any other game. Early development notes suggest he wasn't meant to be a reoccurring creature adapted to the extreme heat of Norfair's lower caverns. His design is part reptile, part crude biological tank created by the space pirates as a natural barrier to deeper regions of Zebes. The Chozo built their structures around him rather than remove him, which is why his arena feels so ancient and oddly ceremonial. Alright, now that Crocomire just took his final plunge into the lava pit, what a way to go. Now we've got some tricky platforming ahead. You'll see these small platforms just sitting out from the wall. Take your time here, work your way up carefully, and make your way to the door on the left side of the room. Okay, this next room is where things get really interesting. So normally, you'd have to have the grapple beam here, but we're going to show you a sweet sequence break. You can actually skip it entirely and go straight for the power bombs. Here's how. Get a running start at full speed and watch Samus's foot carefully. When her foot hits the lighter red block, that's your cue. Immediately jump at full speed and snag that ledge with a wall jump. Boom! We just grabbed the power bombs early. This opens up so many possibilities for the rest of the game. Perfect! Now, drop a power bomb right here and watch all these rocks disintegrate. This clears the path for one of the coolest techniques in the entire game. the Shine Spark. Once you've cleared the rocks, charge up your speed booster by running to the right. Here's how the Shine Spark works. Pay attention because this is game changing. Once Samus hits top speed and starts that blue glow, crouch down immediately. This stores all that kinetic energy. You can release it in 5 directions: left, diagonal left, straight up, diagonal right, or right. Just press jump while holding the direction you want. The next room over actually contains the grappling beam we skipped earlier. If those wall jumps have been giving you trouble, this is actually your chance to grab it. It definitely makes some of the sections easier, so it's worth considering. Alright, time to start our journey back. Head up to the shaft where we originally came from, but this time take the door on the right. Now in this room, you're going to need to take some intentional damage to reach that missile upgrade. There's no real way around it. Tank the hits, grab the expansion, and if you're hurting, remember that farming spot I mentioned earlier? Use it if you need to recover. Okay, now comes the vertical climb. This is where wall jumping really shines. Work your way up to the top of the shaft and keep climbing until you're back at the power bomb room where we did that sequence break. Okay, we're back in Crocomire's lair now, and we actually need to backtrack to the top of the shaft. Pro tip, if you're confident with your Shine Spark, you can actually boost straight up and skip this entire climb. I whiffed it in my run, but if you want to save some time, give it a shot. It feels amazing when you land it. Now, in this large open room, take the lower path and wall jump to snag the missile expansion. Then, use a power missile to blast open that door and make your way back to the main Norfair shaft. Can you name what Michael Jackson dance move inspired one of Samus's abilities in Super Metroid? From there, it's a straight up shot to the elevator back to Brinstar. And that's Norfair's deep dive complete. You know, Samus has been through these lava-filled caverns before during her mission on Zebes years ago, but the space pirates have rebuilt and fortified everything. Every power-up we collect, every ability we reclaim, it's all part of Samus regaining the strength she once had. The Chozo built these ancient ruins with challenges designed to test the worthy, and we're proving ourselves with every step. Now, let's head back topside and continue our hunt for the stolen Metroid hatchling. Alright, welcome back to Brinstar. As soon as you step off that elevator, we're heading left. Blast through the glass door, and here's where we can show off again. In the next room to the left, start building up your speed booster and Shine Spark straight through like Samus is breaking tackles for the 49ers. It's such a satisfying way to traverse these corridors. Keep pushing left through these rooms until you reach that long vertical shaft we passed earlier. Now it's time to put those wall jump skills to work. We're climbing all the way back up to the top, working our way up section by section. Once you reach the summit, we're heading up toward the wrecked ship, our next major destination. Okay, the next part is a pretty advanced skip. Normally, you need the ice beam to freeze these enemies and use them as platforms to cross this gap, but we're going for the aggressive route, a leap of faith that skips the ice beam entirely for now. Full disclosure, this took me about 10 minutes of practice to nail it consistently, but it saves way more time than backtracking for the ice beam would. Line up your jump carefully, commit to it, and if you miss, just keep trying. When you finally stick the landing, it feels incredible. This room is like a 2-for-1 pizza special. First, you'll grab the power bomb upgrade sitting right there. But wait, there's more. Drop a power bomb on that wall and you'll reveal a hidden missile expansion. Always be suspicious of walls in this game. Here's a technical challenge. What's the current world record speedrun time for Super Metroid's any percentage category? Speedrun fans, let's see those guesses. Now we're backtracking up and heading to the green door on the left. Another power bomb upgrade is waiting for us here. For this one, you'll need to lay a power bomb first, then drop down into the newly opened area to collect it. Alright, we're taking our talents back up the elevator to show you one of the coolest areas in the entire game, the wrecked ship. But first, we've got a little more ground to cover in Crateria. Okay, let's talk sequels. What film series has plot similarities to Super Metroid, including a bond between female protagonist and aliens, ending in sacrifice? From the elevator shaft, powerbomb the door open and start climbing. As you ascend through Crateria, keep your eyes open for those rocky ledges with the plus symbols on them. This is your first real chance to use the grappling beam in action. Just latch onto those grapple points and swing across. It feels so good once you get the momentum down. And here we are, the wrecked ship. This massive spacecraft crashed on Zebes long ago, and it's been sitting here deteriorating ever since. The space pirates have been exploring it, but there's something else lurking in these dark, flooded corridors. The ship actually predates the Chozo settlements on Zebes. Nobody knows where it originally came from or what civilization built it. What we do know is that it's filled with valuable upgrades, dangerous enemies, and one particularly nasty guardian we'll need to deal with. The whole ship is currently without power, which means we're navigating in near darkness. That's some spooky stuff. Let's head inside and see what secrets this wreck is hiding. As soon as we enter the wrecked ship, using those grapple points at the top, head straight through that green door. You'll immediately notice something. Everything's dark. It's lifeless. This place hasn't seen power in ages. Our destination is all the way at the bottom, so let's start descending. Make a left here, and you'll spot a missile upgrade just sitting there waiting for us. Grab that, then look down. See those rocks at the bottom? Power bomb them to clear the path and take the green door at the base of the shaft. Here's a what could have been question. Retro Studios wanted Super Metroid as an unlockable in which Metroid Prime sequel, but time constraints prevented it. Look at these unpowered robots just frozen in place. They lead right up to this eye door, which is our gateway to the boss of this area. Beyond this door lurks Phantoon, a spectral entity that's been draining the ship's power for who knows how long. Whatever this thing is, it's not from this world. Let's go put it down. Alright, Phantoon time. This ghostly aberration has some serious tricks up its ethereal sleeves. The entire fight revolves around one core mechanic, intangibility. When Phantoon's eye is closed, it exists outside our physical realm. You literally cannot damage it. Only when that eye opens, you can land hits, but that's also when it becomes dangerous to touch. Here's the pattern breakdown. Phantoon will float around intangibly and drop these phantom eyes that bounce along the ground. Just avoid them. When it finally opens its eye, it'll unleash a circular wave of phantom eyes. That's your window. Hit it with missiles or charged shots if you don't have them. Now here's where it gets interesting. If you're using the regular beam combos without ice, wave, and spazer together, Phantoon will go berserk after taking damage. It'll fly around erratically with its eye locked open, trying to ram you. Dodge carefully and keep firing. Super missiles? Those send Phantoon into absolute fury mode. It'll vanish and reappear at the top of the screen, then fire 8 crescent waves of phantom eyes at insane speeds. You've got options here. Use a charge attack to plow through, morph ball into the bottom corners and switch sides with each wave, or time your jumps to slip between the crescents. Wall jumping works too if you got the reflexes. Just shoot the individual phantom eyes if you need to create safe gaps. You'll want to watch Phantoon's color color as the fight progresses. It'll shift from that sickly green to an angry red-orange as it takes damage. When you finally land that killing blow, its eye will lock in place, the body will start flickering, and some small explosions will ripple across it. Then Phantoon stretches and waves violently until it spreads across the entire screen and just dissipates into nothing. And just like that, power surges back through the entire ship. The lights flicker on, the map stations boot up, the save rooms activate, conveyor belts start humming, metal doors unlock, work robots spring back to life, and severed wires start sparking everywhere. Those creepy caverns we saw earlier, they vanish. Whether from the light or from being freed from Phantoon's control, we'll never know. But here's the catch. Restoring power also awakens creatures that were dormant or locked away in this wreck. The ship's got a whole lot more dangerous. You know, Phantoon is actually one of the great mysteries of Zebes. It's not a space pirate creation, it's not a native creature, and definitely not a Chozo biotech. Some theories suggest interdimensional being that slipped through a rift when the ship crashed. Others think the accumulated psychic trauma of the crew that died here, given horrifying form. Whatever the truth is, Phantoon was feeding on the ship's energy, keeping itself anchored to our reality. The Chozo archives make vague references to entities from the between spaces, beings that exist in the gaps between dimensions. Whether Phantoon is one of those entities or perhaps something even stranger, we may never know. What matters is that it's gone and we've got access to the entire ship now. Time to explore and claim those upgrades. Alright, with Phantoon gone and power restored, let's head up this shaft. You'll immediately notice this room is flooded. The water's going to slow us down significantly without the gravity suit, but we'll manage. Here's the route. Run right through the water. Yes, it's painfully slow, and we'll use wall jumps to climb up and reach the door at the top. It's awkward moving through water like this, but just be patient and methodical with your jumps. Now once you're outside, you'll find another vertical shaft that only goes up. We're getting close to some major upgrades. It's energy tank time. You'll need to use your grappling beam to swing up that door at the top. Without the gravity suit, Samus moves like she's stuck in molasses underwater, but if you take it slow and steady, you'll be just fine. Grab that energy tank. Your survival depends on these. Now we're backtracking all the way to the main shaft. Can you name the exact date that Super Metroid was released in North America? This one separates the casual fans from the diehards. Here's a cross-series question. Super Metroid was originally going to be an unlockable in which GameCube Metroid game before being replaced with another Metroid? Head up, then up, then up until you emerge outside. Enter the room ahead, and as soon as you reach the top, the door locks behind you. It's time to earn your exit. Use your missiles and super missiles to clear out every enemy in here. Once the room's clean, the door unlocks. Now head right into the next room. You'll see these work robots just hanging around. Here's the trick. Shoot them in their designated holes in the floor. They'll lock into place and create a staircase you can use to reach that missile upgrade at the top. It's like a bizarre puzzle. Shoot the robots, climb the robots, grab the goods. Alright, now backtrack where we cleared out those enemies and that door locked. Take the left path this time. Okay. Even more impressive, which gaming publication actually named Super Metroid the best game of all time, period. and we'll be ending up outside again. There's a missile expansion here, but it requires a vertical shine spark to obtain. This is genuinely one of the trickier pickups in the entire game. You'll need to build up that speed booster momentum, crouch to store it, then shine spark straight up through that barrier. If you haven't mastered the shine spark yet, this may take a few tries, but don't sweat it. Practice makes perfect. There's another missile upgrade nearby that requires some morph ball maneuvering. Compared to that last shine spark challenge, this one's a cakewalk. Just roll through, grab it, and keep moving. Now, we're heading back inside for the main event. Watch as this Chozo statue comes to life. It's always such a cool moment, and it literally carries you downstairs through these spiked-filled corridors. These statues aren't just relics, they're still functioning guardians, guarding worthy warriors to the upgrades they need. You know, the Chozo were incredibly strategic about where they placed their technology. The gravity suit being hidden in this crashed alien vessel suggests they knew explorers would need it to venture into the deepest, most hostile regions of Zebes, places flooded with superheated magma or filled with crushing water pressure. Every upgrade you collect is part of the Chozo's grand design, preparing you for the ultimate confrontation with the space pirates and whatever darkness they've unleashed. The gravity suit isn't just armor, it's a testament to Chozo engineering at its finest, designed to protect warriors venturing into environments that would kill anyone else. Now, let's put this beautiful piece of tech to work and continue on with our mission. The statue deposits you right in front of the door leading to the gravity suit, but before we grab it, there are two more quick power-ups. First, head to the right side where you'll find more work robots. Use the same strategy as before, shoot them into their holes to create platforms leading up to a missile upgrade. It's easy money. The next up is a reserve tank, and this one requires another vertical shine spark through the wall to access. Reserve tanks are incredibly valuable, so let me explain how they work. Once you grab it, you go into your menu, select mode, and press A to toggle between auto and manual. Auto mode will automatically refill your energy when you've hit 0. It's basically an extra life bar. Manual mode lets you choose when to refill by pressing A while hovering over the reserve tank icon. I actually prefer auto for these clutch moments when you're about to lose a life. Okay, finally, the moment we've been waiting for. Head through that door and watch this incredible cutscene as Samus receives the gravity suit. The armor shifts to that iconic purple and pink color scheme, and you can feel the power surge through her. The gravity suit is a game changer. First, it lets Samus move through water and lava as if they weren't even there. No more slow motion underwater sections. Second, it dramatically reduces the damage you take from all sources. This suit is the difference between struggling and dominating the rest of the game. With the gravity suit equipped, the wrecked ship has given us everything it has to offer. Now that we've got the gravity suit, Crateria feels like an entirely different place, walking through water like it's not even there. It's absolutely liberating. As we make our way back, keep your eyes peeled on the left side of this flooded area. There's a missile upgrade tucked away that's super easy to miss. We're backtracking all the way to Samus' ship now. Once you're in position, build up that speed booster and just demolish every wall between you and the landing site. It feels so satisfying plowing through obstacles that would have stopped you cold earlier in the game. Here's where the Shine Spark mastery really pays off. Here's a preservation question. Super Metroid is one of how many games included on the SNES Classic Edition that was released in 2017? Charge up your boost and shine spark up this ledge to access a power bomb door. In the next room, you'll have to brave some lava to snag another power bomb upgrade. These advanced movement techniques are what separate good Metroid players from great ones. Keep practicing and you'll feel unstoppable. Okay, this next sequence break is genuinely tricky, so pay close attention. Before you exit through that door, open it first, then back up and build your speed booster to maximum. Press down right before the ledge to store that charge, then fall off. Immediately run to the right and shine spark horizontally. This will blast you through a hidden wall, revealing a secret door. I'm not gonna lie, this one took me several attempts to nail. The timing window was tight, but it's so worth it. Once inside, You'll need to powerbomb these blocks to navigate past the lava safely. Drop 4 power bombs total to clear the path and open that door on the left side. Methodical bomb placement is key here. Don't rush it. And there it is, another energy tank. At the rate we're collecting these, you're going to be tanky enough to face down whatever horrors this planet throws at you. Every extra energy tank is insurance for the brutal encounters ahead. Now crouch down here to access another hidden passage. Powerbomb the walls to open the path forward. The Chozo loved their hidden passages, and honestly, so do I. And with the gravity suit now part of our arsenal, we're finally equipped to explore regions that would have been instant death traps just minutes ago. Let's see what Brinstar has been hiding from us. In this next room, fire your beam to blast open these walls. But here's the real secret though. Drop a power bomb in the center to reveal a hidden shaft leading down toward either Tourian or Brinstar. As you descend, you'll spot 2 missile upgrades along the way. Grab them both. The trick here is timing your next power bomb perfectly. You need to drop it while positioning yourself dead center, just long enough to expose both sides of the shaft. If you drop too early or too late, you'll fall right past the upgrades and have to climb back up. Watch my positioning carefully and replicate it. On our way down, we're taking the left path back to Brinstar. There's a treasure trove of upgrades waiting for us here that we couldn't access before. You know, it's incredible how interconnected Zebes really is. The Chozo designed this entire planet as one massive test, a gauntlet that forces explorers to master every ability before they can reach the deepest chambers. Every upgrade you find unlocks new areas, and those new areas contain upgrades that unlock even more secrets. Now that we've returned to Brinstar with the power bombs in hand, everything changes. Head to the bottom of the shaft and powerbomb the lower path. It'll blow wide open, revealing a passage we couldn't access before. Hug the left wall as you proceed. You'll encounter enemies that latch onto you in this corridor. Don't even bother with fighting them. Just keep moving forward through the wall passage. They'll fall off on their own, and we've got bigger fish to fry. This next room with the gray squares is deceptively tricky. You can actually fall straight through and completely miss the energy tank if you're not careful. Watch where I jump and mimic that positioning. Line it up, commit to the jump, and secure that upgrade. The next room requires a super missile to unlock. Blast it open and surprise, there's another super missile upgrade waiting inside. 2 major pickups in quick succession. I love when the game rewards exploration like this. Now we're intentionally dropping down to where we avoided earlier. Head right and you'll encounter these same annoying enemies. Use your bombs to clear them out as you push through the door. They'll detach once you're through, so don't overthink it. This next room was originally designed as a wall jump tutorial, but we've already mastered that technique. Crouch down, squeeze through that narrow gap in morph ball form, and grab the power bomb upgrade hiding back there. This is a fun one. What unique demonstration did the Edicon creature provide to players in the game? Drop your answer below. Now head back out and take the left path. It's actually a shortcut straight to the top of the shaft. Powerbomb your way back up and take the door on the right side. Use your speed booster to blaze past the enemies here. We're not stopping for anyone. Now up ahead is another missile upgrade that requires some precision wall jumping. Let's test your knowledge of unused content. There's a cheat code that unlocks a hidden options menu with unusual text. What's one of the strange phrases it displays? Take your time, nail those inputs, and claim your prize. Once you've got it, there's a hidden path nearby leading to yet another powerbomb upgrade. Always check suspicious walls in this game. The Chozo loved hiding their best tech behind inconspicuous looking barriers. After grabbing that powerbomb, you'll see these lift platforms. Roll into the morph ball and let them carry you down through the lower passage. Here's one about game development. When did development of Super Metroid actually begin? Looking for the season and the year. Navigate your way back up into the main area. Look for the powerbomb door on the right wall and head inside. This room locks behind you. time to earn your exit. Clear out every single enemy in here before the door unseals. Here's a pro tip. On the top right corner, there's a security door you need to hit to unlock the path forward. Luckily, you can shoot through walls now with the wave beam. Use your shoulder buttons to aim diagonally and fire through the barrier. It takes some practice to line up the angle, but once you nail it, it feels incredible. Once you're past the security door, take the lower door on the right. There's a hidden energy tank just waiting for you. Energy tanks are absolutely essential. They're the difference between barely surviving boss encounters and dominating them. Stack as many as possible because the difficulty curve is about to spike tremendously. Now back outside, we're heading down again. Drop a power bomb against the right wall to blast open yet another pathway. You'll need a super missile to unlock the next section. Stand back like I'm doing here, jump, and fire it through the opening. Listen carefully, you'll hear the rock shatter if you've done it correctly. Now proceed right in the next room and grab yet another super missile upgrade. Can you name which Swedish gaming publication ranked Super Metroid at number 6 in their top 100s game list back in 2003? Let's talk Virtual Console history. What was the exact date Super Metroid launched on Wii's Virtual Console as part of the Month of Metroid campaign? It's time to backtrack to the main shaft and take the path down. There's a missile upgrade right there if you haven't snagged it already. Now head down to where you originally found the charge beam. This route brings you underwater, but with the gravity suit, it's smooth sailing. Here's a strange audio trivia question. Super Metroid's boss sound effects were borrowed from what famous Japanese film series? Movie buffs, this one's for you. Speed boost right past the enemies and grab that energy tank. After securing the energy tank, we've got quite the backtrack ahead of us, but we're almost done clearing out Brinstar in our 100% completion run of Super Metroid on the SNES. Every upgrade counts towards becoming strong enough for the final confrontation. Your next destination is Kraid's lair. Can you name which specific kaiju's roar was used for Crocomire's death scene in the lava? This is a deep cut. There's a missile upgrade hidden in the top right corner of that green room that looks like a staircase. It's easy to miss if you're not thorough, but we're not missing anything on this run. Speaking of borrowed sounds, what sci-fi TV series shares many identical sound effects with Super Metroid? In the following room, take the upper path and speed boost right past everything. Having that speed booster makes backtracking so much faster. It's like the game rewards you for collecting upgrades by making traversal smoother. We're now in the main chamber that separates the sunken ship from Kraid's lair. Take the same path that originally brought us to the Kraid's bottom right side. The gravity suit makes navigating these waterlogged corridors an absolute breeze. Remember that big glass tube you saw on the way down towards the elevator? The one that looked too pristine to be background decoration? You'll want to powerbomb it. Watch as the glass shatters and the water floods in, revealing an entirely new area, Maridia. This is one of the most beautiful hidden regions in the game, and it's packed with crucial upgrades like the space jump and the spring ball. Welcome to Maridia. The gravity suit is absolutely mandatory for this area. Without it, you literally cannot swim underwater. So if you skipped it somehow, turn back now. Now head up and powerbomb the door to the right. You'll need a super missile to unlock this gate, so blast it open. Clear out all the enemies in this corridor, then build up speed booster momentum and charge through the door. Here's the key. As soon as you exit, press down to store your Shine Spark charge. Run down to this exact spot. The visual cue is the second bush directly in front of Samus. Release your Shine Spark and boom, you'll blast through a hidden wall, revealing a missile upgrade. Tricks like this are exactly why I love this game. Take the door on the right and you'll enter an area that demands some serious wall jump practice. Drop down into the next alcove and open the door on the right side. Build up some speed as you pass through. We're setting up one of the coolest tricks in the entire game. Shine Spark directly into that enemy and you'll rocket upward, landing right where the energy tank and missile upgrade are waiting. It's unconventional, it's stylish, and it works perfectly. Let's talk cheat codes. What does the golden Torizo room button combination give you? I'm looking for the exact energy and reserve energy amounts. Now backtrack and take the upper path in the alcove room. More wall jumping awaits, but if you build up enough height, you can roll into a hidden cave tucked away in here. Take the path upward to grab the next super missile. Now, here comes one of my absolute favorite techniques. You know how Shine Spark can go up, left, or right? Well, it can also go diagonal. We're going to Shine Spark diagonally to the top right hand corner to bypass this entire section. These advanced tricks completely break the game wide open and make you feel like an absolute master once you nail them. Now get used to seeing pink everywhere. It's Maridia's signature color theme. Climb up the left pink shaft using wall jumps and take the top door. Now head right and don't be fooled. What looks like a solid wall is actually a pass-through. Run right past it and claim that missile upgrade hiding behind the illusion. You'll now enter another open area filled with Crateria. These are aggressive fish enemies that'll swarm you if you're not careful. They're territorial and surprisingly fast, so keep moving. Head up one level and take the door on the left. Inside, you'll need to use your bombs to spring yourself upward. Our next two upgrades are conveniently placed side by side, a super missile and a regular missile. Grab them both. They're basically free upgrades and we're not leaving anything behind in our 100% completion run. Now that we've secured both upgrades, backtrack the way you came. I know, backtracking can feel tedious, but trust me, it's completely worth it for full completion. Head back down to the pink shaft, but this time we're descending. Maridia is actually the ruins of an ancient Chozo settlement that's been completely submerged over millennia. Unlike the volcanic regions of Norfair, or the overgrown caverns of Brinstar, Maridia feels hauntingly serene, almost peaceful. The architecture here is different, it's more organic, suggesting this might have been a sacred place for the Chozo before Zebes became a battleground. Take the green door on the right. You'll need to use power bombs to blow open these pipes blocking your path. Once they're cleared, wall jump up to the left wall to reach the door at the top. And here they are, our first sighting of Metroids in Maridia. These floating life forms are legendary for a reason. Take the door on the right and keep pushing forward. We've got a boss encounter coming up. Welcome to the Botwoon fight. This water serpent has been lurking in Maridia's subterranean caverns, and now it's between us and progress. Watch as it weaves in and out those 4 holes in the background. When Botwoon tunnels down and pops its head out, it'll fire green fireballs at you. Dodge them by keeping mobile. The key is hitting its head to deal damage. And with Botwoon defeated, we're one step closer to claiming that legendary power for ourselves. In the next room, there's an energy tank waiting for you. Roll into the morph ball and navigate through to claim it. Every energy tank brings us closer to being unstoppable. Now charge up your speed booster and blast through to the right side of the room while firing forward, clearing enemies while maintaining momentum. That's peak Samus efficiency right there. This next room is absolutely crawling with Metroids. You need to hit that right wall and either wall jump your way up or use the grappling beam to carry you to safety. Don't let them latch onto you. Once a Metroid attaches, it'll drain your energy frighteningly fast. Metroids are definitely the theme here. In the following room, make your way to the lower right side toward the green door. You'll need to employ either wall jumping or grappling to navigate without getting swarmed. Keep moving, stay alert, and don't give them an opening. In this next room, there's a hidden missile upgrade that looks completely out of reach. Here's the trick, just shoot it from below. The pickup will drop down to you for an easy grab. Alright, steel yourself. The next destination is Draygon's lair, the guardian of Maridia and one of the most intimidating bosses in the entire game. Let's dive in. When you enter Draygon's room, he'll take his time wandering in from the left wall. As you enter the room, drop down below and wait for the 4 mini Draygons to swarm past. You'll eventually notice 2 gun turrets on each side of the room. Quickly destroy them with missiles before it appears and try to avoid the energy balls they fire. When the boss finally turns up, he'll swim around the screen trying to ram into Samus. If he slows down and spews out small gray blobs, they'll land on the ground and slow Samus down if they grab hold of her. You'll want to switch to the grappling beam and fire away at the turrets. Eventually, Draygon will bring you close enough to one. When you manage to strike one of them, the grappling beam will draw the electricity from the turret through the beam and Samus to damage Draygon. Samus will also take damage when the beam connects, but it pales in comparison to the beating Draygon will receive. Keep holding out and eventually Draygon will let go and sink to the ground below. Our next upgrade is the legendary Space Jump, a highly advanced Chozo designed movement system that lets Samus perform spin jumps repeatedly in midair. The thing debuted way back in Metroid 2, and it has been a game changer in every 2D Metroid ever since. Fun fact, there's actually a cheat code that gives you almost everything in the game. Enter the golden Torizo room while pressing all face buttons and you'll get 700 energy, tons of ammo, and basically every item except the screw attack. Watch as the Chozo statue bestows this incredible ability among us. Oh man, this area feels completely different now. Did you know Super Metroid was the first game in the series to include a map feature? Now that's a staple we totally take for granted, but back then it was groundbreaking stuff. With the space jump active, these Metroids can barely even reach us. We're soaring above them, completely untouchable. This is what peak performance looks like. We're doing quite a bit of backtracking here, so let me share some Maridia lore while we navigate. This submerged region was once a thriving Chozo scientific outpost. Some of the most groundbreaking biological research in galactic history happened in these very chambers. The Chozo who worked here studied aquatic life forms and developed technologies to manipulate gravity and physics in fluid environments. When the space pirates discovered Maridia, they found logs suggesting the Chozo were experimenting with energy-draining organisms here long before the Metroids were discovered on SR-388. It makes you wonder if Maridia's research somehow influenced Metroid's creation, doesn't it? Alright, enough with that. Now we're going to shine sparks straight upward to grab the next 2 power-ups, a missile and a super missile sitting right next to each other. I've marked them on the map. See that circle? That's our target. Now, we're taking this passage down under the pipes. Power bomb the right side and watch as Samus can actually ride the quicksand down an alternate path. It's a neat shortcut that saves time and leads us directly to the missile upgrade coming up. Here's a neat detail. The game introduced the ability to enable or disable your power-ups at will. Players finally had control over their layout instead of being stuck with whatever they picked up. There's also a quick power bomb upgrade in this same area. Super straightforward grab. Once you've secured both pickups, head down the quicksand and drop through. Check this out, some of the boss roars are straight up taken from Godzilla films. Crocomire uses a Titanosaurus roar, Draygon sounds like Angrias, and Mother Brain's mechanical form uses slowed down Mothra screams. Take the path to the right and grab the middle block. It'll disappear, revealing a shaft leading upward. The space jump makes climbing this so much easier. Just keep spinning and you'll ascend effortlessly. In the next room, drop a power bomb. And here's the trick, let the enemy break the wall for you. I know it's tempting to shoot it, but resist the urge. Let it do its thing and clear the path. While we're waiting, here's more about Maridia's history. The architectural style here is distinct from other Chozo settlements on Zebes. The circular chambers and flowing designs suggest this was built by a different Chozo clan, possibly the same scientists who would later flee to SR-388 and create the Metroids as a biological weapon against the X-parasites. The water here isn't natural flooding. It was intentionally designed as part of the facility's environment controls. Everything the Chozo built had purpose. Once you finally make it through to the other side, take the door on the right, morph ball to the left side of the shaft, then take the right path for our final Maridia upgrade, the spring ball. Now the spring ball is elegantly simple, but incredibly useful. It allows Samus to jump while rolled in the morph ball form. No more laying bombs just to gain height. You can now navigate morph ball passages with full jumping mobility. Time to put that spring ball to work immediately. Backtrack up the shaft with your new ability, then head through the area downward. We're almost done in Maridia, just keep pushing left. Did you know the wrecked ship area sparked huge fan debates? People thought it was the space pirate mothership from Zero Mission, but director Sakamoto had to shut down that theory. They're completely different ships. When you hit this open shaft that looks like a dead end vertically, drop a power bomb right here. It'll blow open those pipes and create a climbable path upward. Space jump up your way to the top and take that green door. This is an automatic fast travel tube. Enjoy the ride. It'll shoot you straight to the top. Head right and down, then wall jump back up to the door on the right. From here, continue climbing upward. If you fall, don't sweat it. Just take your time and climb back up. The door on the right leads to a corridor where you can only proceed right. Here's some trivia. The game was so ambitious that the final development period was brutal. Staff were literally sleeping in the office, and they kept missing key deadlines trying to get everything done. Space pirates are ahead. These are elite units, tougher than the standard green variants. Fight your way to the lower right corner and claim the plasma beam, one of the most devastating weapons in Samus's arsenal. The plasma beam is absurdly powerful. It fires a beam so intense that it can penetrate solid walls and pierce through multiple enemies at once. This is the strongest, most destructive beam type weapon you can equip. Watch as we absolutely demolish these space pirates. The plasma beam cuts through them like butter. Clear every single space pirate in this room to unlock the door. Let them come and show them what fully upgraded Chozo technology can do. Let's talk about what the plasma beam represents. This weapon wasn't originally Chozo technology. It's actually a modified version of space pirate weapons research. When the space pirates occupied Zebes after the Chozo abandoned it, they left behind experimental energy weapons that the Chozo later reverse engineered and perfected. The irony is beautiful. The space pirates' own weaponry, refined by Chozo brilliance, now being used against them. The presence of elite pink pirates in Maridia tells us something important. Mother Brain knows we're here. She's deploying her best soldiers to protect critical assets. These aren't aren't random patrols, this is a coordinated defensive effort. The fact that they're guarding the plasma beam specifically means the pirates understood how dangerous this weapon could be in the wrong hands. Well, too late for that now. Maridia's strategic value to the space pirates can't be overstated. The flooded chambers provided perfect conditions for Metroid's containment and research. Water inhibits Metroid's movement, and their energy draining abilities are less effective in aquatic environments. The pirates chose Maridia specifically because it could serve as a natural Metroid cage if things went wrong. Spoiler alert, things definitely went wrong. Actually, we missed one upgrade that specifically requires both the space jump and spring ball. In this area, you'll see 4 blocks that you'd normally fall through, but with the spring ball, we can barely touch them and spring upward before falling through. It's all about timing. Tap that jump button the moment you touch the blocks. Perfect. Now grab both missile upgrade and the reserve tank sitting right there. 2 pickups for the price of 1 tricky spring ball maneuver. Reserve tanks are invaluable. They're essentially extra lives in tank form. Once that's secured, fall through the gap and head back down to the left side. This one's wild. Sales of Super Metroid actually spiked during the week Metroid Dread released in 2021. It became the 9th best-selling game on the Wii U eShop. The fan base still showed up for the classic decades later. Now we're wrapping up Maridia for good. In the shaft with the broken glass from the original entry, fall through the gap and take the path to the left. And just like that, we're back in Brinstar. Shoot that green lock with a super missile and keep pushing left. We've got business to finish elsewhere on Zebes. Drop down this shaft in morph ball form and head right. This path is straightforward. Just keep moving. We're heading back to Kraid's lair, but this time it's going to be way smoother. No tedious wall jumping required. Our upgraded mobility makes this return trip feel like a victory lap. The difference between struggling through here the first time and breezing through now really shows how far we've come. There's one missile upgrade we want to grab now that we have power bombs. It's conveniently on the way back anyway, so it's absolutely worth the detour. Blast open the path and claim it. With that secured, we're making our way back to Norfair, the volcanic heart of Zebes. You know, returning to areas we've already explored is one of Super Metroid's greatest strengths. The world feels interconnected and alive, not just a series of isolated levels. Kraid's been dead for a while now, but his lair remains a testament to the brutal hierarchy of the space pirates. These creatures aren't just mindless soldiers, they have command structures, territorial claims, and leaders powerful enough to command respect through their sheer force. Our first order of business back in Norfair is grabbing the ice beam. We're almost fully powered up now. In Super Metroid, they moved the ice beam to a new room in the upper left section of Norfair. The original location isn't even accessible anymore. This chamber is much smaller and is insulated from extreme heat in the adjacent rooms. Notice that distinctive purple cave wall in the background? And there it is, the ice beam, held in an item sphere by a Chozo statue sealed against the right wall. This beam is crucial for freezing enemies and will open up completely new strategies for combat and traversal. Now back outside, power bomb the floor and drop down. Head through the door on the left. At the end of this corridor, be very careful not to fall. There's a missile upgrade on the left side that you can space jump to. Line it up, commit, and grab it. Now fall to the lower section and take the door on the right. Build up your speed booster and plow through the space pirates in this room. This is actually a fast route deeper into Norfair without having to navigate through all those individual doors. It's a total time saver. Blast straight through and take the door on the right side. In the next room, space jump across. You can grab the energy refill like I did if you need it. Just keep moving forward. This next room will really test your space jump skills because the lava's covering the entire floor. One mistake and you're taking some serious damage. Open the gate, morph into a ball while clearing through the path, and make it to the other side. Now drop to the bottom and use a power bomb to blow open the door. This room is absolutely flooded with lava. We're using the space jump to traverse safely to the other side. The area we're entering, this is where we'll ultimately face Ridley, Samus's most personal nemesis. Ridley is a high-ranking space pirate commander and one of the most reoccurring villains in the entire Metroid series. He closely resembles a European dragon with glowing eyes and Petronodon-like features, an absolute nightmare made flesh. Ridley is one who led the raid on the K2L colony that killed Samus's parents when she was just 3 years old. He taunted her about it, mockingly asked if the hatred between Samus and Ripley is deeply personal. This isn't just a mission for her, this is vengeance. Every time Ridley appears, he represents Samus's darkest trauma, and every time she defeats him, she reclaims a piece of her stolen childhood. The fact that he keeps coming back, repeatedly resurrected by the space pirates, makes him a symbol of an evil that refuses to go away. Drop down to the next section and use another power bomb to open the door on the right. There's a missile upgrade here that looks easy, but here's the catch. Do not touch that platform or you'll fall straight down. You must space jump to grab it. No shortcuts, no mistakes. And now you've got company. The golden Torizo drops from above, blocking that gray door ahead. This is the second living Chozo statue we've encountered, and this is significantly tougher than the one that gave us the bomb upgrade. Notice that golden sheen? As you damage it, it'll slowly turn a duller gray, your visual indicator of how close you are to victory. The golden Torizo marches and jumps around aggressively. It fires sonic beams and smaller energy balls consistently. If it spews out those bomb spores, blast them open immediately for energy and missile refills. Here's my strategy. Stick with the charge beam for damage. I know it's tempting to unload all your super missiles, but save those. You're going to desperately need them for the next two boss battles. The statue actually dodges missiles and will snatch super missiles right out of the air before hurling them back at you. Keep all your beams active and focus on fully charged shots. Once it's defeated, that door flashes open and inside awaits the screw attack, one of the most iconic and devastating abilities in Samus's entire arsenal. The Chozo really didn't make it easy to claim their most powerful gifts, and that's exactly the point. Only warriors strong enough to defeat guardians like the Golden Torizo are worthy of wielding the screw attack. The screw attack is one of Samus Aran's most iconic and devastating power suit upgrades. This advanced movement system emits energy waves from points on her armor while she somersaults, literally turning her into a rotating blade of pure destruction. The screw attack instantly takes out most creatures and destroys screw attack blocks on contact. This is the moment you become truly unstoppable. Now let's put that to work immediately. We're showing off its full destructive potential. Watch as enemies just disintegrate on contact. Take the space pirates and climb to the very top. In this next room, you're going to fall down while breaking bombs with the screw attack to grab a missile upgrade. It's satisfying watching everything crumble beneath you. Now backtrack and head to the door on the right. This leads to a massive open area. Grab the door at the top right corner. More space pirates await, but they're absolutely no match for the screw attack. You're not even firing weapons anymore. You are the weapon.
In the next room, let yourself fall through. We're collecting another power bomb through the bottom yellow door.
Final question for the ultimate fans. What was Super Metroid's subtitle or tagline on the 1994 Toys R Us marketing poster? This is a rare piece of trivia.
Then heading directly left. Every upgrade counts as we approach the final challenges. You want to be careful now. We're almost at the second encounter with Ridley. This is it, the confrontation Samus has been dreading and anticipating in equal measure. Ridley is one of the 4 Guardian bosses that must be defeated to unlock the golden statues and access Tourian. This battle in the depths of Lore Norfair is Ridley at his most aggressive and dangerous form. He's a nimble flyer who uses the chamber's height to his advantage, diving from above with little warning. His tail is his primary weapon, invulnerable, extendable, and terrifyingly flexible. Watch for the whip attack, often preceded by several 360-degree spins before he launches it at you.
Fun fact, a special version called Samus Aran's Ultimate Arsenal was added to the Nintendo Switch Online in 2022. It starts you right before Mother Brain with 100% completion, so you can experience the best ending immediately. Here's a cool bit of development history. The team had a strong desire to make something people would compare to a movie. Sakamoto even created a VHS video to show the team the eerie atmosphere he wanted for that iconic title screen.
Here's your strategy. Space jump combined with the screw attack lets you keep pace with Ridley in the air and pass harmlessly through his body in flames. The exception is the last segment of his tail. It can break through the screw attack, so respect it. Ridley is immune to uncharged beam shots, so we're relying on heavy weaponry. It takes 30 super missiles to bring him down, though standard missiles will work too. Power bombs do minimal damage, but Ridley desperately flies away from them. Use this to control his positioning. Just keep the pressure on. Super missiles to the chest and head are your bread and butter. When he grabs you, mash buttons to break free faster. Watch his patterns, exploit his cooldown periods after attacks, and stay aggressive. As his health depletes, Ridley becomes more frantic. When he's finally on his last legs, he'll desperately try to grab Samus one final time. If he succeeds, he flies her into the center of the room for one last defiant roar before exploding into pieces. If you evade his final attempts, he lets go immediately, his body shattering into descending fragments as he screams and detonates. And it's done. Ridley, the monster who took out Samus's parents, who haunted her across multiple planets, who represents her darkest trauma, is finally, truly gone. This chapter of Samus's life is finally closed. Ridley's defeat grants us access to Tourian, but there's no major item reward here. In the next room, you'll find a shattered capsule, one that held the baby Metroid. A final cruel jab from Ridley. The infant is gone, taken deeper into the facility. The weight of this moment cannot be understated. Samus has been fighting toward this confrontation since she landed on Zebes. Ridley wasn't just another boss, he was a personification of her trauma, her motivation for becoming a bounty hunter in the first place. The Chozo took her in after Ridley destroyed her world, trained her, and gave her the power suit, and molded her into the greatest warrior in the galaxy. Every upgrade we've collected, every guardian we've defeated has been preparing us for this moment. And now, with Ridley's dominance, Samus can finally focus entirely on her mission, rescuing the baby Metroid and stopping Mother Brain once and for all. Tourian awaits, and with it, the final confrontation that will determine the fate of the galaxy. Alright, with Ridley defeated, we've got some backtracking to do. Grab the remaining upgrades in Norfair, I've marked an energy tank on the map we need to collect. Let me share some Norfair lore while we navigate back through these volcanic corridors. Norfair represents the geological heart of Zebes, a network of magma chambers and lava tubes that the Chozo somehow transformed into a functional research facility. The extreme temperatures here aren't natural. Geological surveys suggest the Chozo deliberately engineered Norfair's volcanic activity to power their most energy-intensive experiments. The geothermal energy flowing through these caverns could power entire civilizations, yet the Chozo used it as a testing ground for their warriors. The deeper sections of Norfair, where we just fought Ridley, reached temperatures that would instantly vaporize unprotected organic tissue. The fact that the Chozo built functional architecture in these conditions speaks to their technological superiority. Some theorize that Norfair was where the Chozo tested the limits of the power suit's environmental protection systems, intentionally creating the most hostile training environment imaginable. Every guardian, every upgrade, every environmental hazard was deliberately placed to push warriors to their absolute limits. We're continuing to backtrack up and sweep up the remaining items we've passed along the way. There's a single missile upgrade all the way to the right, so let's grab it. With our current mobility options, these pickups that seemed impossible earlier are now trivial. Now drop down and collect this power bomb upgrade. You'll need to navigate through a bit of a maze first, but with the screw attack and space jump, it's honestly not too challenging. Just keep your bearings and push through. You're going to pass through a series of doors to reach the next missile upgrade. Nothing too tricky at this point. When you're fully powered up like we are, Norfair's obstacles feel like minor inconveniences than genuine threats. Clear the path and claim that upgrade.
This is wild. Composer Kenji Yamamoto came up with the iconic opening theme while riding his motorcycle home from work. He literally had to pull over to record it for 10 to 20 minutes in a parking lot because inspiration stuck.
Now take the path upward. We're almost ready to exit Norfair for good. This next door makes excellent use of the screw attack and serves as a shortcut, bringing us back to Upper Norfair. It's these kinds of interconnected shortcuts that make Super Metroid's world so brilliant. Back in the first room, we found the speed booster. Remember that early upgrade? Take the green door in the top left corner. Another missile upgrade is waiting for us. But wait, there's more. There's also a hidden door leading to both a reserve tank and another missile upgrade. It's a 2-for-1 special. I absolutely love it.
Did you know the game's development kicked off in fall of 1991, but the team spent the entire first year just learning how to work with the Super Nintendo hardware? Talk about a learning curve.
At this point, we're backtracking all the way to Brinstar. Before we leave Norfair behind completely, let's reflect on what this region meant to our journey. Norfair has been our crucible. We arrived here relatively weak, struggled against its environmental hazards, barely survived encounters with its guardians. We fought Crocomire in the upper chambers, descended into the volcanic depths to claim the screw attack, and finally confronted Ridley himself in the superheated abyss of lower Norfair. Each challenge forced us to master new abilities, to think creatively, to push beyond what we thought possible. The Space Pirates chose Norfair as one of their primary strongholds for good reason. The extreme environment served as a natural defense system. Only the most advanced military technology could survive here for extended periods. Mother Brain knew that placing Ridley in lower Norfair meant any would-be heroes would have to overcome not just her most powerful lieutenant, but also the planet's most hostile environment simultaneously. It was a test designed to filter out all but the absolute best. But we passed. We survived temperatures that melt steel, defeated guardians that have slaughtered countless warriors, and emerged from Norfair stronger than the Chozo probably ever imagined.
Alright, with Maridia behind us, it's time to ride this elevator back up and start collecting everything we missed. Straight from the elevator room, as you head up, we're going to head left. Then we're going to retrace all of our steps through Maridia's entrance area. You'll be climbing back up that main vertical shaft we descended earlier. But here's the thing, we're not leaving empty-handed. On your way up, keep an eye out for a room that requires a power bomb to breach the entrance. This is where the X-ray scope is hiding, and trust me, you want this tool in your arsenal. Fun fact, Sakamoto was super picky about how the baby Metroid should sound. He kept describing it as making pwee sounds to convey different emotions, and those same sounds actually got reused in Metroid Samus Returns years later. Here's something cool. Before making Super Metroid, director Yoshio Sakamoto traveled to Seattle, and Nintendo of America staff jokingly introduced him as the guy who made Metroid in every store at the mall. Imagine the reactions. Once you grab it, you'll notice something interesting. When you activate the X-ray scope, everything on the screen freezes. Samus stops moving, enemies lock in place, but your timer keeps ticking. What makes this thing so valuable is its ability to reveal hidden passages and breakable blocks without wasting power bombs. It's like having X-ray vision for secret areas, and Zebes has plenty of those. Snag it and let's keep moving. Head back and take the upper left door. We're going to backtrack all the way to that distinctive green staircase room. You know the one. Fun fact, Super Metroid had a massive 24 megabit cartridge, making it the biggest SNES game at launch. That's 3 whole megabytes of sci-fi exploration. Wild when you think about modern file sizes. Once you're there, take the upper yellow door. Oh, and the game tries to lock you in there. It's cute, right? Except you've got the screw attack now, so that threat is about as intimidating as a zoomer. Drop a power bomb and watch the floor open up. Your reward? Another power bomb expansion. It's a nice little exchange there. Set off a second power bomb now, and you'll blast your way back to where you originally found the Morph Ball power-up. We're cleaning house now. Brinstar, the overgrown organic heart of Zebes, once a research zone, now reclaimed by alien plant life that pulses and breathes like it's alive. The Chozo built their greatest achievements here, but nature, or something far stranger, has taken it all back. Every corridor whispers of a civilization that tried to play God and paid the price. In the next string of rooms, we're sweeping up upgrades you likely missed on the first pass. First up, a missile expansion tucked away in a side chamber. You want to grab it. Next to it, there's an energy tank waiting for you. With your health maxed out, you're going to need every bit of it for what's ahead. Now here's where things get fun. Charge up your speed booster and shine spark straight upward. This vertical boost is going to launch you into the upper sections of Brinstar, skipping a ton of tedious climbing. It's one of those moments where Super Metroid just lets you feel extremely powerful. Land in the next area and immediately start searching. There are 2 missile expansions in this room. Both are easy to miss if you're not thorough. Clear them both out. Your missile count is going to matter when you face what's coming. Norfair, the volcanic furnace deep beneath Zebes' surface. Lava flows like blood through stone veins, and the heat is so intense it'll melt through Samus' suit without the Varia upgrade. This is where the Chozo tested their limits, forging weapons in fire. But the deeper you go, the more you realize some things were never meant to be disturbed. With your inventory packed, it's time to head back. Make your way to the elevator and ride it up. You've stripped this section clean, powered up significantly, and now you're ready to push deeper into Zebes.
Okay, this is going to be a brief visit to Crateria. At this point, we're laser focused on reaching Tourian with just a couple of upgrades along the way. The final confrontation is approaching. When you make your way back to the room where you first encountered the space pirates at the start of the game, remember that early shock? Drop a power bomb near the beginning of the room. It'll blow open a hidden area containing a missile upgrade. I always love finding secrets in the rooms we've passed through dozens of times. Now head up to the shaft and look for a hidden passage on the right side of the wall. You'll need a power bomb to reveal it. Once it's exposed, just roll through in Morph Ball form. It's easy money. Now through this door, you need to freeze these enemies and build up enough speed booster momentum to Shine Spark and grab that super missile. It's a really neat trick that feels incredibly satisfying once you nail the timing. Freeze, charge, store, release. It's beautiful execution. Now drop down and use the space jump to cross this gap. Open the door on the left, it locks behind you. Classic Metroid move. Just head to the top of the shaft and make your way back toward where your ship is parked. Take the first room on the left and blow open these rocks. Another missile upgrade is waiting. We're squeezing every last bit of power out of this planet before the final push.
Fun fact, Super Metroid sold 1.4 million copies and became a player's choice title, but even more impressive, Electronic Gaming Monthly literally called it the best game of all time.
Now take the path upward and break the wall on the left. We're close to Tourian now. This is the point of no return. Let's take a moment to stop and talk about Tourian for a minute here. This is the final area in both of Samus's missions on Zebes, the heart of the space pirate operations and the domain of Mother Brain herself. Tourian can never be accessed casually. The entrance, located here in Crateria, is guarded by golden statuary connected to the life signs of the space pirate commanders Kraid, Ridley, Phantoon, and Draygon. Watch as the golden statues turn dull in coloration and sink into the ground, each one representing a fallen commander. We've systematically dismantled Mother Brain's inner circle and her most powerful lieutenants, Kraid, the brutal enforcer of the underground, Ridley, Samus's personal nightmare, and Mother Brain's right hand, Phantoon, the spectral horror of the wrecked ship, Draygon, the aquatic guardian of Maridia, all defeated, all taken out. The statue's crumbling is deeply symbolic. These weren't just guardians, they were pillars holding up Mother Brain's empire. With each victory, we've weakened her grip on planet Zebes. This elevator represents the threshold between the world we know and the unknown horrors waiting below. Outside of a single save room, right before Mother Brain, this is going to be a straight shot through Metroid-infested corridors. Steel yourself, Tourian is crawling with them. Head through the left door upon entry. Freeze the Metroids with your ice beam, then hit one with a super missile to eliminate them. That's the drill we'll be repeating. Freeze, then super missile. It's the only reliable way to take them out. Fall down to the next area. More Metroids are awaiting. Use the same strategy. Freeze and super missile each one.
Here's something huge. Super Metroid basically created the Metroidvania genre alongside Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Its influence on game design cannot be overstated.
In the following room, there will be 3 more Metroids. Keep your composure, take them out one at a time, and clear the room. Now this next room is the hardest Metroid gauntlet yet. You can group them like I'm doing on the bottom right side and drop bombs to shake them off if they latch onto you. Just stay calm, keep moving, and methodically eliminate each threat. The next room has quicksand. Just speed boost through and run left. Don't get bogged down fighting here. Did you notice that? The door just shut behind us with no way to open it. Something's definitely wrong here.
Did you know Super Metroid was originally supposed to be an unlockable bonus game in Metroid Prime? A developer actually got it running using a third-party emulator, but Nintendo made them remove it over a patent issue with Sony sound chips.
And there it is, the baby Metroid. It's all grown up now, massive and powerful. Watch as it drains all my health down to nothing. I'm almost completely helpless. But then, it stops. It recognizes me. The creature that imprinted on Samus as a hatchling remembers her. This is one of the most emotional moments in gaming history. The baby refusing to take out the one who saved it. It backs away, and that door finally opens. In the next room, we'll only have one health point. Take the door on the left to access a refill station and restore everything. We're going to need full health for what's coming. One final save point is just ahead. This is your last chance before the point of no return. If you want to avoid backtracking from your previous save, use this station now. Save your game, take a breath, it's time. We're encountering Mother Brain's chamber now. The game opens with a brief flashback of Samus's previous battle against Mother Brain on Zebes, a reminder of their history. Since that opening, we haven't seen her again until now. The first phase remains similar to the previous encounters. We need to reach Mother Brain while overcoming her security defenses. This means destroying 12 cannons, 11 Rinka generators, and 4 Zebetites blocking our path. The entire corridor will shake as lava is released into the lower floors. Environment chaos designed to break your focus. Use your missiles or super missiles on the control capsule's front. It'll shatter after several hits. Unlike previous battles, you can fire at any exposed area of Mother Brain's body. Her cerebrum is vulnerable to both missiles and the charge beam. She never opens her eye or mouth during this phase, just shakes and groans with every hit. This phase concludes faster than we expected. Mother Brain's structure collapses and her body falls onto the ground, turning pale. The nearby cannons explode and the lava drains from the room, and the path behind us seals shut. A tense silence fills the chamber. Then Mother Brain suddenly rises, now connected to a massive bipedal body that was hidden underground. As she stands and her coloration returns to normal, she opens her eye and roars at Samus. Phase 2 has now begun. Mother Brain is no longer immobile. She uses this body to maximum effect, closing distance rapidly while unleashing projectiles from her mouth, hands, and eye. Her body is invulnerable except for the head. That's your only target. Attacking her head pushes her back, giving you room to dodge. After enough direct hits, Mother Brain gathers energy into her cerebrum for her laser brain attack, a devastating beam that cannot be stopped or dodged. It will drop your health catastrophically. If you survive with over 399 energy, she'll fire additional shots until you can't move. Then she approaches with regular attacks, dropping your health dangerously low. She roars triumphantly and charges the laser brain attack again, intending to finish you off. But before she fires, the baby Metroid flies in and latches onto Mother Brain. Watch as it drains her energy. She thrashes violently until her entire body becomes a lifeless husk. The baby latches onto Samus and transfers the absorbed energy, healing her completely.
Fun fact, the speedrunning community absolutely loves this game. The open-ended design and optional power-ups make it perfect for competing to see who can finish the fastest or with the fewest items. This is amazing. IGN ranked it as the third best game ever made in 2003, and it still held 4th place in their 2006 update. That kind of staying power is incredibly rare.
But Mother Brain resurrects itself. Visibly injured and unable to use her laser beam attack, she furiously attacks the baby Metroid as it tries to protect Samus. Eventually, Mother Brain attacks a killing blow. The baby falls. At that moment, Samus stands with the Hyper Beam. The baby stole Mother Brain's weapon and used it to forge Samus's own. Fire everything. Overpower your enemy. Avenge that fallen child. Mother Brain yells in agony with every shot until her body explodes.
Did you know the game has an average score of 96.55 on game rankings? That makes it the highest rated Metroid title on the entire site, even beating out Metroid Prime by a hair.
As she falls to the ground, turning into a husk as she weakly opens her eye and mouth one last time before crumbling to dust. A countdown begins, not just for this facility, but for the entire planet of Zebes. The original mother brain created by the Chozo has been completely eradicated. Her resurrection is impossible. It's over. This ending is profound. The baby Metroid, the creature that the space pirates stole, the creature Samus came to rescue, sacrificed itself to save her. In this final act, it proved that the Metroids aren't just weapons or monsters. They're capable of bonds, of loyalty, of love. The baby gave Samus the ability to destroy Mother Brain, completing a circle that began when Samus separated its life on SR-388. The countdown is ticking. Zebes has 3 minutes before total annihilation. Samus needs to escape to her ship immediately, sprint back through Tourian, navigating the collapsing corridors, and make your way back to surface. Every second here counts. Now here's something special. On your way out, you'll pass a room with the animals, the creatures that taught you some advanced techniques throughout your journey. You can free them by shooting the wall on the right side. Does it affect the ending? Only the final cutscene changes slightly if you save them. No tangible reward, no achievement unlock, just pure swag points and the satisfaction of knowing you're a good person. I don't always save them myself. These creatures helped us master wall jumping, shine sparking, and other essential techniques. It's the least we can do. Now push forward, avoiding the crumbling platforms, space jump over the hazards, and reach your ship. Watch as Samus escapes before Zebes deteriorates in a massive explosion. The space pirate's stronghold, Mother Brain's domain, the Chozo's ancient proving ground, all of it is gone, reduced to comic dust, and with it, the threat of weaponized Metroids gets taken out forever. And there you have it. We've completed Super Metroid with 100% item completion. Every missile expansion, every energy tank, every power bomb, every secret discovered and claimed. From Crateria's rainy surface to the volcanic depths of Lower Norfair, from the flooded ruins of Maridia to the sterile corridors of Tourian, we've conquered every challenge this masterpiece threw at us. Thank you so much for watching this ultimate Super Metroid walkthrough guide. Whether you're experiencing this classic for the first time or reliving childhood memories, I hope this guide helped you appreciate why Super Metroid remains one of the greatest games ever created. The exploration, the atmosphere, the gameplay, it's timeless. If you enjoyed this walkthrough, please like, subscribe, and drop a comment sharing your favorite moment from Super Metroid. Did you save the animals? What was your toughest boss fight? I'd love to hear from your experiences. Until next time, happy gaming, and remember, the galaxy is at peace for now.